We're about 90% of the way through the garage, and all of a sudden, a beam breaks. This beam is sagging, and it's holding the second floor. And unfortunately, that second floor is a lot of weight because it's a hoard. At this point, we have to pull everybody out and wait for a structural engineer to come and tell us if it's safe or not.
Is there anybody else in the house anymore?
No, everyone's pulled out right now.
All right. Everybody stay back.
Yeah, my concern, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, that's a significant failure. You can hear it still.
Settling.
It's still settling. Yeah, that's in bad shape. But I wouldn't mess around with anything in the house because just the vibrations alone can cause that to collapse. All that beam right there and all the weight above it is on that point over there. That whole beam and everything else can come crashing down. We can have a catastrophic failure.
I have another concern in another part of the house. Is there any way that you can look at that while you're here, or do you want to stay out of this completely?
So I can look through the house, but we need to be gentle, and everybody needs to stay away from this.
Okay.
Because we don't want anybody to get hurt.
So you're gonna go diagonally to, yeah, that way. So you're gonna go straight back there. You can look at structural stuff all the way here. Electrical, everything is insane.
Yep. Where am I going?
Okay, straight ahead to that staircase ahead of you. That's our concern, and we're going to go to the top of it. But as you go up the stairs, look to your right. The wall's completely separated from this floor.
And I don't know, so I don't know what's on the other side of that, and if that's pushing back earth.
I have a feeling that this might be earth.
Yeah.
On this side.
And that's what I'm wondering, because if that's the case, that yeah, there's a risk of a significant failure.
Okay, guys, we brought you over. Bill just inspected not only the garage, but the second floor that we had some pretty serious concerns about too. So I just want him to give you his version of what he found and what his recommendation is as far as us working in there, okay?
So with the garage, the board that was holding up that beam has let go because there was things keeping that board in place up against it, but once those things were out of the way, that board gave out. Well, now everything, that beam is no longer supported, so that needs to be dealt with immediately. So that's really not safe, and the biggest problem with that is because there's so much weight on top of that beam, the littlest amount of jarring of the building can cause that to collapse. The other thing is we went inside and we looked at going up to that second floor. The failures there are identical to this, so the bottoms of those boards have already pushed out, and it appears that the things that are in the way, the items that have been collected over the years are what's holding things in place. So a lot of it is pushed away and pushed out, but the failure has already happened.
So translation is all of his stuff is actually what is keeping the house from collapsing.
Right.
I knew there was a good reason.
So this is a time to be really serious because
Yes, ma'am.
this translates into what, Corey?
So with only a couple days left here, that doesn't give us enough time to brace everything, fix everything, and then clean the house. It's just not gonna happen. So we kind of have to regroup and see where our time is gonna be best spent for the next couple of days. It gives us a lot of time on the outside, but we still need to address where Dale's gonna live. Okay, because the trailer's not safe, this isn't safe, so I think that's just a discussion and we gotta start thinking of some other options.
Bill, I need you to impress upon Dale that he is not to go in there. He's asked a couple times, well, let me go in there, let me fix it.
Okay.
And I don't think he's really hearing what you're saying.
So I completely sympathize and understand where he's coming from.
Right.
But you gotta step back and let us do this, because this one is so incredibly dangerous. It may not be an issue of a hoard anymore, it may be your grave.
Right now, I have about 15 dogs and 9 cats.
I can't open it.
I'm horrified.
I'm gonna have to call somebody to pull you out of there.
I don't think I'm a hoarder.